The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by guess who? Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury says that Wilder cannot win the trilogy and he's only fighting for the money. Let's take a look at the exact quote. Here it is. And this is from Boxing News 24. It says Fury vowing to end it quickly. And Tyson Fury says, I hope he brings a lot more to the ring than last time, said Fury to the Daily Mail about Wilder. I don't think he would take the trilogy fight, but he's proved me wrong. He's just coming for the money because he knows he can't win. That's what Tyson Fury had to say about Deontay Wilder. So, Conspira G, what are your thoughts on Tyson Fury saying that he didn't think Wilder would take the trilogy fight? He knows he can't win. He's coming just for the money. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, listen, I don't even agree with that, because if that was the case, and Wilder would have gladly have taken step aside to make Undisputed happen.
Well, he's saying he wouldn't pay him. So that's the he said, she said.
But we've heard from enough people. Frank Warren even said, "Yo, Wilder's team never even asked for step aside." So that tells me Wilder wanted revenge. Wilder wanted this fight. So Tyson Fury saying, I gave him such a whooping in that rematch that he was thinking, no way he wants to come back for the trilogy. But if a guy's going through arbitration just to get the rematch, I don't understand how you're saying, yo, he's just doing it just for the money. Like, I don't know how much money Wilder's going to make off of this fight, but, I'm pretty sure if Wilder's only about the money, take step aside and then deal with Fury later, because then you make more money to do nothing. So I just actually don't agree with Tyson Fury on this one. But, hey, man, if Tyson Fury got to say this just to get him through training camp, then, hey, how about it?
All right, dollar bill.
Well, you're going to see, Fury. Since you got a lot to say, you're going to see what it really is when you step in the ring with this young man. You're doing a lot of talking. Fury. Look, all I know is Deontay Wilder has done something that we've been asking for a long time. And he's been doing it now. We wanted to see him do different things in training and stuff like that, and not just focused and worried about the big right hand. And he's been showing us that he's working on other stuff. So, quite frankly, yeah, this is what we get in. This is prize fighting. This is what we all get. This is what they get in there to make some bread. You know what I'm saying? It's a prize fight. Of course, he's coming in here to get some money, but he's also coming in here to get some give back. Because you didn't knock this guy out. You didn't stop this guy. When I went back to go watch this fight again last week, you know what I seen? Once they threw in the towel, I seen Deontay Wilder walking forward and Kenny pushing him back, telling him that the fight was over. And Wilder was like, no, he still wanted to come and get some. We totally dismissed that because of all the excuses Deontay Wilder did. But Tyson Fury, I'm going to use your words. Deontay Wilder is a lot of things, man. He upsetted a lot of people with these excuses. But one thing he showed me, and that loss to you, when he didn't go down, is that he's a fighting man. Deontay Wilder is a fighting man. And he showed a lot of heart. And he was willing to go out on his shield. So that's something that you got to have to be wary about. Because if he puts a little bit of skill behind that heart, what I'm talking about is putting a little hustle behind that muscle. He could be a problem. So don't overlook him. Because then you can be looking up, wondering what happened, And we'll be having a fourth fight.
TVE. Is he muted again every week?
Oh no, that was a slip up. Yeah, I slip up every week, guys. So I'm so sorry. I'll be ready to go, and I just
he's like Mayday. I mess up all the
time. Listen, Fury's right in some points. Wilder can't win, but Wilder's fighting for that money. Wilder seen like he messed up the bag when he lost that 3-fight deal against AJ. He lost that $100 million deal. Everything's off the table now. Wilder's trying to redeem himself. But can Wilder win? I can't say he can't win until Wilder proves he can win. You know, after his last performance, we all know like Wilder scat the bed. Like I ain't gonna say, but he scat the bed. He scat the bed that day. And Wilder, you look good in your training. I don't know what Malik Scott's doing to you. What his method is. But you're looking good. You're looking good right now. I'm not gonna lie. You're weaving, you're bobbing, you're hitting the right, the left, the hooks, the uppercuts. I'm like, yo, Wilder's looking really good right now. But you know, all that has to translate on fight day, and hopefully you got your focus, you're locked in on that day, and hopefully you don't get out your game when the press conference starts, and hopefully you don't say none of that nonsense that I think you're gonna say when it happens. And if Wilder is locked in, if Wilder is like I'm just he's gonna be a silent assassin. Like he's gonna take all the verbal abuse from Fury and use that as uh, uh, fuel to knock him out in the third fight. But you know, if Wilder just says you drug me, it's over. Fury won. Once Wilder responds to any of the nonsense, Fury won. But if Wilder stays quiet, I think Wilder has a chance to beat this man. But Wilder's Wilder's fighting for redemption at this point. That's it.
I want to know what Malik Scott doing to Deontay.
Yeah.
he need to check his water around Malik.
He's going to be training him. That I guess that's not what he's doing. So there's a lot of points. The main thing I want to jump on is I don't know why Deontay Wilder's taking this fight. See, a lot of people want to give credit. Like the one thing you know is if you don't take legal action, nothing's going to happen. So even if you wanted money and you really didn't want the third fight, you were going to have to take legal action. So Fury saying he wanted step aside money. Wilder saying he never wanted step aside money. I don't know who's telling the truth. I'm not in the camp. What Frank Warren says, he has two promoters. He has Frank Warren and he has Bob Arum. And Bob Arum's in charge of what happens with Tyson Fury in the States. So in fact, Frank Warren wouldn't know nothing. Frank Warren doesn't know nothing. When I hear Frank Warren speaking, I'm just like, yo, this is a guy who lucked into his position. Like, he's a benefit of, like, the generation he was born in. Because if I was born in that generation, I'd be Don King, but with better business practices. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just one of those things where it doesn't really matter. Here's what I don't know if Deontay Wilder wanted step aside money. I don't know that. I don't know if he asked for step aside money. I don't know that. I don't know if the reason why Wilder's not getting step aside money is because Fury refused it. I don't know that. Here's what I do know. Wilder's training. You're usually training because you're getting ready for a fight. And I've seen Wilder training. So that's what I do know. So I'm not going to go off of the he said, oh, he didn't want, he wanted. I don't know definitively, any of that. Right? What I know is Wilder's training. Wilder's training videos are being overly criticized, and they're being gassed up as well. What I mean by that is people are criticizing a man for training and trying to improve his boxing skills. How can you do that? Right? You may never be Einstein, but you learn how to read, you learn how to do math problems, right? No one criticizes you for it. He may never be a skillful boxer like a Sugar Ray Leonard. He may never be Muhammad Ali. He may never be as talented as those guys. But why are you down on a man for trying to improve his boxing skills? I can't understand that. So when people criticize him in his training videos, I don't get that. But when people gas it up like, oh, he's so much improved, I don't see that either. Let me tell you something. I watch those videos, and if you want, I can give you a list of 10 things Wilder does wrong when he's training. But the thing is, there's no such thing as a perfect fighter. Is he better than he was before? That's the main thing, right? I would like to see Wilder keep his hands up more, because when he's throwing those punches with his hands down like that in them training videos, y'all think it's cute. I see Fury countering. I do. When he's doing his head movement with his chin out, y'all think it's cute. I see trouble. Right? When he's stepping and walking and not pushing off and catching, and I see him getting dropped with a quick counter. But with all that being said, I see improvement. Does he look better now than he did for the second fight? When I watched those videos, yes. Now, I will say this. I am thoroughly convinced that those videos are sped up. Based on what I've seen, those videos are edited and sped up. But don't matter. What I see is the man's working. I'm not going to down the man for working. Going to Tyson Fury. Like, for me, when it comes to Tyson Fury, I just don't know. I think Tyson Fury has what it takes to beat him again. I think if he takes him seriously, he can beat him again. But what my fear is for Tyson Fury is he thinks that he psychologically broke someone who may not be broken, but who may be inspired. He thinks that Deontay Wilder's coming to collect a check, but he's really there for revenge. And I just hope that he's prepared for whatever Wilder shows up that night. Because if it's a Wilder that's there to fight, if it's a Wilder that's there to take punishment, and if it's a Wilder that's there to go life and death, and Fury's not willing to do the same thing on that night, we could see Wilder Fury 4. Now, I want to say this, because this stuff makes me laugh. So go to the tapes, rewind the tapes. We were talking about what Wilder could do to improve and possibly beat Fury in the trilogy. And I gave a list of things Wilder could do. Go look at the tape. See what I said and see what he's been doing in training camp. Can we get a hashtag Caden was right? Right now, if Wilder goes out there and does all those things that I said he needed to do to beat Fury, and he beats Fury, even if I'm wrong, I'm right. Because I'm not picking him to beat Fury. I'll tell you that right now. But if he goes out there and he does all the things I said he needed to do to beat Fury, then that would prove that I'm right. But at the end of the day, I don't think he can do it in this short period of time. I don't think a Tiger can change his stripes, especially as quickly as needed to be. But again, he can draw inspiration from AJ. But AJ had things to work with. He's starting from scratch, literally. But still, if I had to put my money on it, he's coming to fight. So, Fury, be ready for a fight.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. And just a reminder, next week, June 20th, I will be releasing Trail Talk for you guys. Just for showing us so much support, we're going to show you some love. It's the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome.